You've lost the weight, or you've lost a significant amount of the weight. You're doing the work, tracking the points, lifting the weights, making the sacrifices. Maybe you hit the goal, or you're close to it, but the mirror still feels like a battlefield. Today we're talking about something that doesn't get enough airtime, the afterbody. The space you enter after a major weight loss, when your body has transformed, but maybe your mind hasn't quite caught up. Instead of celebration, you're standing in front of the mirror, staring at loose skin, unexpected grief, and a mind that may be whispering old lies that you're somehow still not enough. This is the afterbody. Welcome to episode 11 of Making Mel, Health in the Hustle. This podcast is a place where motherhood meets muscle, ambition meets exhaustion, and figuring out how to prioritize my health journey into the insanely beautiful chaos of a busy life is what I talk about. Some days it'll look messy, and other days flawless. But no matter what kind of day I'm having, I can assure you, I will tell the truth and do my best to give you some good ideas and insight to help you prioritize your own journey. So last episode, we talked about body dysmorphia and the myth of arrival. The idea that once we hit that certain number on the scale or a certain pant size, that somehow everything will magically fall into place. This episode is for anyone who's preparing for that moment or maybe already living in it. Because the truth is, transformation isn't just physical. It's emotional, it's psychological, and it may not be what we think it's going to be. So what happens when you get there? The weight is gone, but the shame, the fear, the self-doubt, they are still hanging around like uninvited guests. The afterbody is something that no one prepares you for. The body has changed, but it may still feel unfamiliar. Maybe it fits better on an airplane without an extender belt, but Spanx are a necessity with clothing. The afterbody kind of reminds me of menopause. It's that secret passage that all women go through, but nobody seems to want to talk about. I am so glad that that is changing, and we are going to change the discussions about the afterbody too. Let me tell you something no one told me. The afterbody is not a finish line. It's a whole new beginning. You may lose the weight and still feel like a stranger in your own skin. You might look in the mirror and not recognize that person that's staring back at you. You may expect joy, but feel grief instead. And that's real. You may be grieving an identity, a version of yourself that, for better or worse, you lived in for a long time. You're grieving the comfort of knowing who you were, even if you didn't love her. I have been known as the fat girl my entire life, and that has been a big part of my identity. You know, Melanie's a big girl. She's thick. She's heavy. That has always been a part of my identity my whole life. I am going to have to get comfortable with adding something different to my identity. Healthy. That change is not easy. And already I'm experiencing that, and I'm only halfway through the process. And then there's all the physical stuff that no one warns you about. Loose skin, stretch marks, a body that maybe doesn't bounce back the way you imagined. You thought you'd feel like a superhero, and instead, you may just feel exposed and maybe even flawed. And the compliments, they don't always land. You look amazing, they say. But inside you're thinking, I don't feel amazing, I just feel lost. Let me get real with you. There was a moment about a month ago. I was trying on a new dress for a speaking engagement, and it fit. It looked good. It is the smallest size that I have worn for years. But I stood in front of that mirror, and I felt conflicted. At first, I was like, girl, you look good. And then I started to look closer. A critical eye in the mirror is never a good thing for me. And as I looked closer, I started to focus in on what I still saw as wrong with me. Wow, Mel, you're still really big around the hips and your belly may be half the size it was, but it's still huge. I had to stop myself eventually. But the dress, which does look really good on me, is still hanging in my closet with the tags on. I didn't have the heart to wear it to the event after looking in that mirror. I wore something different. Another time, I was at the gym lifting heavy and feeling strong, and someone said, "Wow, you're really starting to get smaller." And I flinched. Because truth be told, I don't want to feel smaller. I want to feel powerful. And small is a really scary word in my head. The truth is, I'm actively building my relationship with my body from the ground up. Not just how it looks, but how it moves, how it feels, how I live in it. And this is a really hard area for me. It's going to take time and grace and tools. So let's talk about those after body prep tools, because you don't need to fix your body. You need tools to know how to live in it as it changes and after it lands at goal. Now, you've heard me talk about mirror time before, but this isn't just about saying I'm fierce and strong and can conquer the day, which is my normal dialogue. Lately, I have had to soften my mirror talk a bit. Now, those of you who know me know that I'm power and fight as an individual, and kindness and compassion to others. I have had to stretch myself a bit and extend the way that I care for others to caring for myself more. Now, I don't do a bad job, but being soft with myself is still a struggle, and I'm learning. Mirror talk that is about gratitude is much harder for me. As I prepare to move forward in this ever-changing body, I have had to add some lines to my normal mirror routine. Try this. Look in the mirror and thank your body for what it's done. Thank you, arms, for holding my daughter when we lost her father. Thank you, legs, for holding me up and continuing to walk forward when all I wanted to do was quit. Thank you, heart, for beating through some of the hardest days. Thank you, brain, for constantly, fiercely pursuing more every single day. Thank you, big belly, for stretching to fit babies and holding my organs. And thank you, big booty, for all the squats and deadlifts we've done and all the ones in our future. This is how I have started to really reconnect with my body. And it can feel really uncomfortable taking this approach, but it's starting to change the way I think. And it's necessary if I want to stay on track. So what about loose skin? Loose skin is not a failure. It's evidence. Evidence that you've changed, that you've grown, that you've survived. Some of us will choose surgery and some won't. Some will wear compression, some won't. There's no right answer. The answer only belongs to you. But let's stop pretending that it's not part of the journey. We don't talk about this enough, and we need to. If I didn't have friends who were further along in this journey than I am, I would have nobody to help normalize this for me. I would not be prepared for this next step, and I need to be. I need to be ready to manage this challenge in this journey because it's going to be real for me. And this part really scares me most. I'm going to have to make some real choices about my skin in the future. And if I don't talk about it now, how can I be ready for it then? I've had a few friends recently who told me that they would take the loose skin every single day over the way they used to be, not able to move, or not be motivated to be active, or even breathing heavy from walking up and down the stairs. Sometimes you have to rewrite the narrative to make peace with where your body is, even if it's not as you think it should be, maybe perfect. Here's an exercise that I came across and tried while researching more about the afterbody. It's called Writing Your Body's Resume. This never really occurred to me, but Coach Andrea and Coach Marianne from Weight Watchers, as well as Coach Emily B. from Birch and Stone, talk pretty openly about this area. Respecting and acknowledging what your body has done, not what it looks like when it's done. My body resume includes a lot of different things on the list. Growing 3 babies, surviving the loss of a husband, a son, and a lost love, raising my daughter alone with no family near, lifting all the heavy things, getting a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and now pursuing a PhD, helping thousands of abused and neglected children and their families over a 30-year career in child welfare. Despite illness, injury, past mistreatment, and a lack of compassion, my body has still showed up every single day for me. My body's not a project to be tweaked. It's a home, and it deserves my respect. So what's your after-body truth? What do you think it looks like for you? Or what does it look like for you? You can feel free to DM me or email me if you like. Just take a minute today to think about what it looks for you. I would love to build a future episode around your stories in this area if you're comfortable sharing them, because it's not just my journey. Remember, we're in this together. You're not just losing weight on this journey, you're gaining perspective, and you have got to do the mind work. The afterbody is not going to be a destination. It's a dialogue, and we need to know how to manage it. It is the discussion between who you were, who you are, and who you're becoming. The afterbody isn't a punishment. It's proof. Proof that you've done all the hard things, that you've kept going, that you're still going, and you're still here. It's proof that you still believe that what you're moving towards is better for you than what you're leaving behind. So this week, take some time and think about it, or even write down the things your body's done for you like I did. Not what it looks like, but what it's carried you through, and then just say thank you. Next time, we're talking about a subject that my friend brought to me this week, and it is so timely in my world right now. We're going to talk about why we refuse to do the things that we know are best for us, how we get stuck there, and ways that we can move forward. Until then, onward and upward, my friends.